you know, Hanif was asking, you know, let's say if the requirement requires second upper class, and I have second lower class, you know, would you still consider me?
Okay, I know what I think I know what he's actually referring to. Okay, we do have what we call the graduate management trainee program. Yeah, um, that's we want to have like creme de la creme, yeah, the best graduates. So in our organization. So for that, then we can't lower the standard. It has to be that. It doesn't mean that other graduates are not considered. We have taken on graduates who are second lower as well. If they go through the interviews for other roles. The GMT is a special one. It's a special the graduate management trainee program. That's a special one for us to actually look at our like really high potential future leaders. But we do have other positions which are graduate positions. In IT, for instance, we've taken on a few graduates who are doing system developers, project management type of role. Yeah. So it's not a no, Hanif.
There's another very interesting, humorous question. It says, there are a lot of senior positions within Brunei being taken up by expats.
Yes.
So what can HR do to make sure that we Bruneian keep those jobs? I suppose with 99% of your employees being Bruneian, you don't have that problem. But how would you advise? How would you advise other organizations?
I think it's not only it's a two-way thing, isn't it? The organization themselves must be able to identify, localization for very senior positions. So they need to have a group of people that they have identified to have the potential for to fulfill those roles, and then have the responsibility to develop the career paths, assess them, make sure that they are really capable, and build them up. Because you can't just I can't take a graduate, a fresh graduate, and then just put them into a senior position right away. They have to go through some level of exposure to be able to give them a good track record of performance and competence, yeah, before they can fulfill a role. So that there needs to be that gestation, yeah, period, where the learning and the job exposure and the experience is for the person before he can take up a senior role. So that process has to go for every step of the way. I think that's one, the succession planning. And second is also for our own local people to really showcase themselves. I think one of the things that local talents don't do enough is showcasing themselves. They're malu, they're galat, or they feel that they don't deserve it, or they don't want to try it. That's why what I said in the beginning. It may seem scary, but if you have the talent, get yourself out of that comfort zone. Because I think a lot of people want to play safe, don't they? Because takut ku malu, ataupun if I fail macam mana, don't think negative. Always think positive. Because if you don't try, you never know. Yeah. So for me, it's also the responsibility of the locals themselves to put themselves forward. So say, hey, I wanna be able to take that role, how do I actually get to take that role? What do I need to do? And then when they were told, they really work hard at it. Rather than, hey, tunggulah, I'm good at my job, but I'm not gonna say anything. I want my boss to notice me.
That would
then I
take
get promoted. You don't do that. We don't want to do that. We want you to want something. If you want something, you go for it.
But it's a Bruneian value to be humble, isn't it? Humility is a great.
Yeah, but you don't have to be arrogant about it. But it doesn't mean that you're not a Bruneian for asking for something. I think it's about knowing your rights and having that self-confidence and that courage to put yourself out there and try?
I have quite a few very technical, specific questions.
Yes.
But before I go into those ones, does anyone have any question that they'd like to ask in person? You see, I might pick one or two questions. I might not be able to pick yours. So if you have burning question, you should not be malu-malu.
Better.
If not, I will try to pick one or two questions, and then we will wrap up. After you have gone, I'll ask everyone to stay on. We would have some kind of mechanism to draw for the lucky draw prize tonight. All right. Let me have a look.
Hi, Shaun. Can I ask the question?
Please go ahead.
Sorry, I don't want to be tamak.
Go ahead.
Ask the first question. I'm also asking together with a friend because part of what Juan said was providing this dynamic, diverse experience here, especially for Brunei and the entry-level graduates. I mean, talking aside about working experience, what about working experience in different spectrums, and talking about how people want to progress, whether or not it's the start of their career or maybe moving to different organizations. There's not so much to begin with in Brunei to say that. So what I'm also trying to say, it's hard to kind of foresee what is a good job for you because there's only so much you can do at home here.
Mm-mm.
That's just something I wanted to shoot if you have some insights to that.
It's a good question, Fadli. Thank you for that.
So I think if I understand you correctly, Fadli, is like you said, there are too many choices. Maybe yeah, there are too many choices that you may want to try.
Or maybe there of lack of choices really.
Or lack of choices.
Yeah.
Lack of choices. So and you want to get a job. There's that. I mean, that's about being practical, right? That's about being practical. Of course, like, if there are no jobs available that you really want to be doing, yeah, it's also no good sitting at home twiddling your thumbs, yeah, when you can do something else. But the thing is, you can do that temporarily, but if you know what you want and you stay true to what you want, then it'll come. I do believe if you want something so much and you work hard at it, opportunity will be there. When it's there, because you're already prepared, you can grab it. Yeah.
So to add on to that question, Puan Habibah, I just want to know, would bank consider people who are not the traditional mode for being a banker? So let's say, for example, if I have many different careers, if I'm an artist, and I've been working for a while, and I say, hey, I want to work for a bank. Yeah, would you consider that?
Okay. When we advertise a role, yeah, we assess candidates based on what's required for that role. Yeah. And we do want, because we want to be the best Islamic bank, we want to have the best person, the best fit for that role. Yeah. So very unlikely, I'm just being frank here, very unlikely I would take on an artist to do an accountant's role.
Right. Fair. But would you take on an artist to do your marketing role?
That if there's an artist or a graphic designer or what have you who wants to take on corporate communication role within the IBD, that would be something that we would consider, because creative marketing, promotions and developing all this infographics, for instance, that would be required. I mean, I think we have advertised those creative positions as well on LinkedIn.
Okay. Does anyone have any more questions?
Probably I want to ask.
Yes.
So it's more like macam personally, I just wanna know, like, because I've been trying to apply to work in BIBD for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I keep on applying lah.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Because I have a very specific role yang I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in yang transaction monitoring investigator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I usually kalau ada promotion on the vacancies, I do still apply, but I do dalam email tu I say I have interest in this position.
Mm-hmm.
Tapi somehow belum ada rezeki lah. So I was just wondering, like, because you talk about tadi yang about qualifications. So is it because I have a degree in economics, but unfortunately I got third class. But throughout the 2 years, I've been getting certificates. I've been taking courses like human resource management, and because I really wanted yang transaction monitoring itu, so I did take ICA certificates in anti money laundering at CIBFM, along with other bankers lah. Will it be macam is it because of my classification atau it's lower my chances to being employed in a big organization like BVD?
I think I did say earlier, qualification, even though it's, it can be impressive if you have a first class, but even if you had a third class degree, if you think that you can fit in the organization and you can do the role well, and then you show the right kind of personal qualities, I don't think that would be a deterrent. Most times though, you would have to compete with other applicants as well. So, thank you for trusting us and always applying. Inshallah, mudahan nanti ada rezeki, eventually you actually get to join us. So, but keep on learning, and I'm very pleased to hear that, you haven't given up, because this is what you're very interested in, and you actually take initiative to, upskill yourself again, and not feeling, defeated. I like that. I like that attitude.
I'm very
also,
impressed, Azim.
And also
Give up the first time.
Since like it's been 2 years kan, so I've taken opportunities lah, tapi it's outside of my my degree now, so I've been working in HSE industry, catering for oil and gas as well. So I was wondering if like it will affect, like, because ada some people ada cakap like, it's been a while you're not doing like financial stuff, so macam will it affect, and how do I get back to banking industry? Pasal I've been trying but just belum ada rezeki, so I've just like take another, like just like you said, daripada duduk di rumah saja nak buat apa-apa. So macam probably some advice.
Okay, so you're doing the right thing. You're doing something else whilst waiting for this job of your dream, yeah? And you are also learning, upskilling yourself. So don't use that thing, so, well, you haven't been in a financial institution to be deterring you from getting what you want. So, the initiative that you show is good. Just keep, sharpening that sword, keep learning, and inshallah, next time when the opportunity comes, you apply again.
All right. Thank you so much, Puan Habibah, for your precious time. I wish you good health and safety.
Thank you, Shaun, for inviting me. I'm very pleased that you did, and thank you also for helping the youth to be dynamic and successful individuals. For those who have joined me, thank you for sharing also your questions and listening to what I had to share. I hope it has been useful. I wish you all the success and that you achieve your career aspirations. Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. Thank you, Shaun.